The video game Mixtape came out with perfect scores from across various publications, and the internet lost its damn mind over it. And I'm here to tell you that some of the criticisms are overblown. Mixtape is a coming-of-age story about three friends looking to have one last party before Stacy Rockford goes off to New York to start her dream of becoming a music supervisor. Welcome to Vega's World. I am JC Vega, and Mixtape is an indie game. Well, let's talk about that term, shall we? A lot of people have thrown criticism at it being called an independent game because it is published by Annapurna Interactive. Now, Annapurna is owned by Megan Ellison, the daughter of Larry Ellison, who owns Oracle Corporation and is worth $150 billion.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Now, fair play, I'm all for Nepo babies getting the criticisms they deserve. However, this game was developed by Beethoven and Dinosaur, which is an independent Australian studio, and they're the publisher. I guess much like Obsession and Focus Features. Obsession was made independently. Focus Features picked it up for worldwide release.
It's business.
All right, now fair enough. The powers that be have very deep pockets as well as their daddy. So no wonder that this game has big name artists involved, like the Smashing Pumpkins, The Cure, Joy Division, and they got their music in perpetuity, which is unheard of for an independent game, or just games in general. Even Rockstar doesn't do that for GTA.
It's motherfucking overprotected fucking assholes!
But I think it's safe to say they did this on purpose because all the music is very intertwined with the game and its narrative. And it'd be really awkward if you're trying to play a Joy Division song and you can't use it because, well, you don't have the rights anymore.
That makes sense.
Go to ProWrestlingTees.com, get yourself a Vega's World t-shirt, get yourself a JC Vega t-shirt. Support me and my wrestling. Now, normally a game like this probably would not draw a whole lot of ire from the gaming community had it not have been ranked a 10 out of 10 by IGN and other publications. But it was, and of course that led to legions of video gamers being very upset because other games that were really, really great weren't rated so high, so why is this one so special? And of course everyone came out of the woodwork to deride its success or lack thereof.
The gameplay basically doesn't exist, the story sucks, and the characters are mostly dumb and unlikable.
Gameplay is extremely lacking, but even with the gameplay segments, it still finds a way to be insanely dull and repetitive.
Oh no, we had like 7 little mini games and all of a sudden every news outlet is calling this the second coming of Jesus. Give me a fucking break.
Nostalgia over everything. It trades logic, gameplay, narrative, challenge, and even what could have been actual nostalgia for the 90s for a kind of manufactured nostalgia that exists only in a modern day game developer's daydreams.
Mixtape is nostalgia for failures.
And because of that 10 out of 10 score from IGN, everyone said that, IGN doesn't really matter. IGN is a joke. IGN has lost all integrity, and everyone knows it. Well, if everyone knows it, if they don't have any real sway, then why did you get upset? Why does a 10 out of 10 bother you if they don't matter? If we all know that they're a joke and if they have no significance in the gaming community, then why does it matter?
It just raises too many questions.
This game's been called an industry plant. Fair enough, I guess. Megan Ellison, it does come from a wealthy family, so their influence does have a lot of pull. But I'm here to say, if a goodie bag with a tech deck CD player and CDs and stickers is going to influence the gaming community, then brother, give me their paychecks, because wow, if that's all it takes to get a good review, then shit, I need to get on that train. Industry plant. Where was all this talk about industry plant when Annapurna Interactive released Stray, Outer Wilds, Neon White, and The Artful Escape, which was also made by Beethoven and Dinosaur? Let's talk about Stray for a second. You remember Stray, right? Twitter went ablaze when Stray first came out and how it was very true to life to cats. You know what IGN gave it? An 8. Outer Wilds got an 8.4, and Neon White also an 8. The Artful Escape, the very first game created by Beethoven and Dinosaur, was also given an 8 by IGN. No controversy there, nobody up in arms, no one calling it a war against games, no one saying it's an attack on their childhoods or an attack on their hobbies, none of that. It was straight up silence and praise from people who liked Real Stray. I mean, people really, really liked that game. It was crazy. I haven't played it, but I guess it's great. Now then, of course, everybody's upset that the game was set in the 90s, that it's nostalgia bait. Though I don't remember a whole lot of games being set in the 90s or having that whole 80s aesthetic. I mean, that's more generally movies that deal with the 80s nostalgia bait, and that can get a little grating at times, but when it's quality, right? Now, for a strike against the game, they did the whole rewind thing wrong. You don't use the pencil unless the tape is out of the casing. I mean, I'm sure you in the Walkman or your boombox, you just hit the rewind button. That's it. That's my minor nitpick for that. But are we really going to harp on the fact that it's a period piece? Really? I mean, come on. One of the greatest games of all time, Red Dead Redemption 2, set in the last days of the Wild West. Vice City, set in a Miami Vice, Scarface-soaked Miami, the 80s? Really? No chirps there. Or how about LA Noire with the 1940s? Mafia, the 1930s, Prohibition. No one got funky about all that, did they? No, they did not. So I don't understand this whole criticism of it being the 90s. Maybe that's because it's like 20 years ago, but like there hasn't been a sea of games just set in the 90s besides Lost Records, Bloom, and Rage. But other than that, that had a very minimal audience. Ugh, these characters, they're pretentious, they're obnoxious. They are teenagers. What teenager do you know that is super smart and then speaks eloquently? I don't know that many. And matter of fact, most teenagers think they know it all, or that they have some sort of, deep understanding on music. A lot of them have their own quirks. It's whatever. Are we really going to harp on that for being a criticism for the game? That teenagers are corny? These characters are unlikable. That didn't stop you from liking Tony Soprano or playing some GTA game.
Just saying.
I played the game when it first came out. Is it a 10 out of 10? No. Is it the worst game I've ever played? No. It is low stakes. There is no fail state. They just rewind you back a few seconds for you to start over. And that's fine. I don't care about that.
Could be worse.
But I will say that I wish they would have given you more to do in between the cutscenes. And instead of just constant flashbacks, we have to get a little more challenging with getting the booze or doing something else before the party. I don't even mind that the whole thing is set around them going to a party and it's the last time they'll hang out. That's fine. That's a decent little entry point for a coming of age story about how inevitably they'll grow apart because as adults they'll lose touch, and the last 4 years were really great for them as friends. Cassandra had the most of a character arc where she had to try to instill in her dad that he can't smother her, he can't just keep her locked up. She has to be allowed to grow, make mistakes, and not be so overprotective of her. Rockford, I felt, needed a little bit more to do for an arc. I mean, she does have a little bit of a conflict with Cassandra and the fact that she's friends with Jenny Goodspeed and that Cassandra lied to her one time. I mean, you could have worked a little bit more with that or given her something else to go after or to some realization about, like, this is the last time and how she can't let that little minor thing get in the way of the memories that they have together and hopefully trying to keep in touch. Just give us a little bit more with her. And Van Slater, he was just a one-note character. I get it. He's like the super stoner bro and he's chill. He's got a band that he's got to make music with and that Rockford wants to hear it and he's too embarrassed to show her. That's fine, I guess. But yeah, overall, I just wish they would have given you a little bit more to do. I didn't mind the homage to Ferris Bueller's Day Off with the run through the neighborhood. It's whatever. I like that movie. And it wasn't the most egregious thing in the world that they had a playable set like that. And I also kind of liked that the opening credits mirrored Wayne's World's opening credits with the big blue text and the font. That was kind of cool. I liked those little Easter eggs. they could have done a little bit better integrating the 90s culture into the game. And yes, well, this game is called Mixtape. You didn't have rap artists or you didn't have super popular artists in the 90s. But given that these kids are like rocker hipster types, I don't think that would necessarily be in their wheelhouse of music. Check out the Vegas World podcast, releasing every Friday, 10:30 a.m. local time. Available on all streaming platforms. Nor do I see this as an attack on somebody's hobby, because there is no message in this game. It's just, yeah, we're going to get older and we're going to lose touch. And we've had a fun 4 years together. That's it. And I think if the World Elite really wanted to take over anything, they would go for people with power and politicians and, other people with money, not a guy who wants to be a martial artist who shoots ice out of his fingers or ride a horse and, kill townfolk or whatever it is you do with your games, or, frolic in whatever medieval time. I don't know. But I think this game is really inoffensive and nothing to get up in arms about. Is it a little wild that a lot of publications gave it a 10 out of 10? Fair, absolutely. That is kind of sus, especially after playing the game. But I also don't think it's the worst thing to ever be released. But I want to hear from you. What do you think? Is gaming journalism at an all-time low? Is it all the big facade and sham? Is it all corrupt? Is this game really the shittiest game in the world? Is it the best game in the world? Where do you sit on the fence? Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me at the JC Vega across all social media platforms. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Good night and party on.